UK's official unemployment rate is at a 42-year low. 4.6% of adults were out of work in the 3 months to March, down from 4.7%.
The UK has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the Western world, but not everyone is benefiting from this job boom. Around 1.5 million people in the UK have a learning disability. Of those, only around 6% are in work, which is the lowest of any impairment group. So what's holding people with learning disabilities back from getting a job? Well, to find out, I spoke to Ishmael Karji from the leading charity MenCap. Ishmael, who has learning difficulties himself, says that a disability can be an immediate turn-off for an employer.
Maybe employers maybe not keen to employ people with learning disabilities, or if they see applications that if there's a tick box that if you have a learning disability, then they may go back a little bit and they may not have the confidence maybe to employ people with learning disability. To be honest, I think they're quite frightened in a way, in a negative way.
MenCap say the attitude of employers towards people with learning disabilities needs to be changed.
If they want to employ people with learning disabilities, if they want to do it through their heart, they can do. But because the matter thing is, they need to change their culture of attitude and look at the person first, not the disability. And also, if they need help, then ask for help. There's lots of things that they can get help from. If MenCap can do it, why other employers can't do it?
So what is being done to try and improve the situation for people with learning disabilities? Well, I've come to West House, a care and support provider for adults and children with learning disabilities in West Cumbria. One of the services it provides is giving people with learning disabilities the training to enter the world of work. This includes Grow West, a 12-acre market garden where the service users grow and sell plants and food to the general public.
Bristol Ruby. They're called Bristol Rubies.
Lee Kirkbride has worked at Grow West for the past 14 years and says he has learnt lots of new skills in the time that he's been there.
I couldn't do watering when I first started, or potting on. I couldn't cut the grass when I first started here, but I can do that now, no problem. I couldn't be able to put tomato plants in, but I can do that now, no problem. I do courses now, a cooking course on a Thursday, and then I did a gardening course last year.
She knows where she's at. She's happy. You down.
But it's not just young adults who benefit from working at Grow West. Ken Johnson is 57 years old and has been a service user at the garden ever since it was first opened. Ken believes he has grown in confidence over the years.
When I come here, I'm leader. I keep people in check. I assist the people. I said, sorry, you can't sit about here, but work should be done.
Are you ready to order?
As well as the garden, West House also have 3 training cafes in the county called Cafe West. Here, they learn how to cook food, take orders and deal with customers. Leslie Reid is the operational manager at West House. She says the progress she sees in people with learning disabilities throughout their time at Cafe West is huge.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Yeah, people just live and grow as individuals. It's just the opportunity. It's exactly the same as you and I. In a work-based environment, it's exactly the same. It's just about skill building, confidence grows, your skills grow, all your underpinning skills grow, people become more confident, more self-aware, much more independent in their day-to-day living, and they're fulfilling their hopes and ambitions.
This growth in self-esteem was something that was clear to see when I sat down and spoke to some of the service users at the Cafe West in Whitehaven.
Before I started working at Cafe West, I was so nervous in front of customers and the staff because I didn't know what to expect. But now I do know what to expect and I'm not as nervous as much. Since I started working here, I've grown stronger every day.
I've gained a lot more confidence and I've made lots of new friends and met lots of new people and things.
It was a bit scary at first. Didn't know what to expect. I've changed an awful lot. I've made progress in taking food trays out and serving customers with the food.
So the experience of working at Cafe West and Grow West gives people with learning disabilities a lot more skills and confidence. But does this lead to more of them entering the world of work? Well, I put that question to Joe Chilcott, the Assistant Catering Manager at Cafe West in Whitehaven.
This is a dreadful thing to say. Apart from people that we employ, employment in the wider community, in my 20 years or so with West House, there's one person, and that person got in because their family was determined that they would go to work.
There clearly is a deep-rooted problem then that is stopping people with learning disabilities getting into the world of work. So what can be done to make people with learning disabilities a more attractive proposition to employers? Well, one suggestion has been to allow people with learning difficulties to work below the minimum wage. Speaking in the House of Commons back in 2011, the Conservative MP Philip Davis argued relaxing the law would help some disabled people to compete more effectively for jobs.
Given that some of those people with a learning disability clearly, by definition, can't be as productive in their work as somebody who hasn't got a disability of that nature, then it was inevitable that given the employer was going to have to pay them both the same, they were going to take on the person who was going to be more productive, less of a risk, and that was doing those people a huge disservice.
However, Kenny Milburn, who is the employment officer at West House, thinks that allowing people to work below the minimum wage would be a step in the wrong direction.
I don't actually think that's a fair policy. I still feel that if it's a specific area and a specific job, they're still going to be doing the same quality and the same part of work. What you would get with a person with a disability in any form, whether it's learning disability or learning difficulty, is that you get the commitment. You get the actual, you know that that person's going to turn up. You know that that person's going to give everything that they possibly can to that job or that opportunity.
The independent think tank, the Centre for Social Justice, recently produced a report in response to a consultation by the government about disability in the workplace. Within the report are several recommendations to help people with learning disabilities into work. The author of the report, James Scales, says their number one solution would be to make a better internship programme for those with learning difficulties.
These are internships that individuals in their final year of college undertake if they have a special educational need. Well, it's an option that's available. So typically there'll be three parties involved in this. You'll have the college itself, you'll have the employer, and you'll have a sort of specialist employment support coach, so normally provided by an organisation like MenCap or Remploy. And the idea is that there's this career-focused internship with the right employment support in place so that that individual has something to go on to after completing the internship.
An organisation which knows all about getting people with learning disabilities into work is Remploy. They help prepare and source employment for people with all kinds of disabilities. Lillian Boyd from Remploy explains why employers are hesitant to take on people with learning difficulties.
So employers generally feel that supporting someone with a learning disability might take more time. They might not be able to do all of the job. So a lot of perceptions, more perceptions than reality, because we've had some fantastic success with employers around this candidate group.
So are these concerns legitimate? Well, Age UK in West Cumbria currently have a work placement scheme for people with learning difficulties. Shelley Gambles from the organisation says they're a real asset to the company.
They do fantastic work for us actually. They carry out a variety of tasks, anything from cleaning, helping us with to do fundraising tasks. You know, they do add quite a lot of value to the organisation, and as I say, we wouldn't get half as much of the work done with existing staff members. We just haven't got the time. So they do support us in that way.
Plenty of encouragement there for employers who have concerns about taking on people with learning disabilities. Despite the worrying employment figures, one positive sign in recent years has been a number of large retailers now making a point of actively looking to try and employ people with learning disabilities. It is worth remembering though that employing someone with a learning difficulty won't just potentially be beneficial for the company, it can also make such a difference to the lives of people with the disability, such as Claire Moore, who has been working for Cafe West for the last 8 years.
I would like to say that I really enjoy working with other people, and it helps me to learn a bit more to be with these guys.
Sometimes it's been up and down, but I've really enjoyed coming, and the life at the moment has been fabulous.